I got an issue with the NFL. I'm more of a college football guy anyway. I love college football. I think it's a little bit more genuine than the NFL because once you get these owners involved, and I'm not saying the NCAA is innocent, but once you get these owners involved, man, you dealing with people's egos and you're dealing with billionaires and their money, and you know that's never going to work out good for anybody else but the guy who's holding all the cards.
Man, and speaking of owners and billionaires, Dallas Cowboys, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie, a 500 team, and the owner, Jerry Jones, fined $250,000 for sticking up his middle finger to the fans.
Who do you flick off, bro?
Just the fans in general.
Where was it? In Dallas? Who was he?
Oh my goodness.
What's his issue with?
You know what? It was his frustration. And I'm just going to say this. I got a bone to pick with Jerry Jones. I'm sorry. But what Jerry Jones did, I'm just going to say, Jerry Jones, just do that in the mirror. Because that's what a lot of people feel. You want to stick the middle finger up. Don't stick the middle finger up to the fans. Jerry Jones, go to the mirror. Because I know you got a bunch of them in your bathroom. Stick the middle finger up, and that's what people think about you. And I just want to send. I'm being funny, but I'm serious. I want to send my condolences to all the Dallas fans in the Dallas and Fort Worth area. Because with Jerry Jones as the owner, y'all not getting no championships, and they don't want to.
Soon. I got so many homies who are Cowboys fans, man. You know, I got homies who are Cowboys fans, and I got one of my buddies, man. He was frustrated. I said, man, the grown man shouldn't be going through this over no sports organization, man. Come on. I mean, I'm a Laker fan. Lakers for life. Been a lifetime Laker fan. And I'm frustrated with how they're running their organization. But, man, you got to detach a little bit. These Cowboy fans, man, they can't detach, bro. These dudes, they serious about they America's team here.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Jerry Jones, I'm gonna say this probably every week. Jerry Jones sell the team. Jerry Jones sell the team. Jerry Jones sell the team.
It's not gonna happen, bro.
Man,
it's not gonna happen. Jerry Jones ain't selling that. He's gonna sell that cash cow.
Nah, he gonna be like some of these career politicians. I don't even want to say the words, but he probably gonna be there for the rest of his life.
Until Jesus called him. Until he got to go home and meet his maker. You know what I'm saying? He ain't selling that cash cow, all that money that man has made behind that organization. No, it's not gonna happen.
Nah, that's it. But look, guys, we want to thank you guys. We want to answer some questions. We did a couple of podcasts. It was about a month and a half ago. We did some relationship advice. Now, you guys know how these podcasts work. They sit out there, they go out there. Some people don't see it. Some people may see it one day, 1 week, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. You know, it keeps going. But we've been getting a lot of feedback from women on a lot of these dating feedback, I try to go through as many comments as possible. Sometimes it'd be way too many. Like we said, we independent. We don't have a staff that's going through every single comment for us.
We grassroots.
Yeah, we are grassroots, so sometimes it'd be too many. But we got a lot of questions, and we got some dating questions from women viewers. So, and I'm just going to add a couple parameters. I believe these are women that are looking to be married and for serious relationships. So we got a couple questions from some of our women viewers.
Okay.
And we're gonna shoot them out, and as 2 married men, we're gonna give some relationship advice to those women that's looking for a husband and/or a serious relationship. And these answers are gonna be focused for those women. We want to highlight those women that are looking for husbands and serious relationships.
Right.
So here we go. We got a few questions. Question 1: why doesn't he text back after a great date?
Interesting.
I'll take that one first.
Go ahead.
Sometimes he's a good bad boy. Let me explain. sometimes he knows he wants you for the wrong intentions, and he's actually respecting you because he know you a good girl and he ain't ready for marriage, and he know he gonna have to wait an amount of time that he don't want to wait. So he's actually, in his way, as a ex-bad boy, in his way, he's showing her respect. Like, I ain't even about to mess with her because she too good for me. I know I'm not gonna get none, and she looking for marriage, and he's not looking for marriage. So in that case, he's actually kind of could be doing you a favor.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's, Anthony, wow, I feel so disconnected on this topic. I'm not lying, man. I feel disconnected, but I don't know. I think there's a perspective out there, and what you may see as a good date may not be exactly what that other person is saying. You know what I'm saying? You make a good point, though. You may be a good girl, you may be a good female, but a lot of guys ain't ready. A lot of guys don't have the maturity level. A lot of guys don't have the financial stability to be able to be in that kind of a relationship. And that may have something to do with it. Maybe it was a good date. Maybe you had a good time. Maybe he had a good time. Maybe y'all smiled and laughed and maybe even kissed or whatever before it was all over. But, if it's moving too fast, it might be a little intimidating for somebody who's not at that point. You see what I'm saying? Because marriage requires a lot of responsibility. And if you're a guy and you're just, and you're used to taking care of you, it could be intimidating to have to all of a sudden relinquish that freedom to help take care of somebody else. So maybe that might be it, ladies. I don't know. That's a tough question, though. And I do think it's kind of individualized there.
And it kind of goes with the next question. Why do men pull away when things get serious? And it's kind of similar to the first one. We just answering some random questions. A lot of times they pull away because they are not ready for a serious relationship, and they know they're gonna be faced with it. Some of them run, and that's what happens. Because when they know it's serious, the games can be played. Yeah.
It's tough because marriage is never easy. And, I've certainly had some ups and downs with my wife, and God bless my wife, I love her to death. But I've had, we've had our ups and downs, but it took me a little while to get used to, some of the things I was doing when I wasn't married, the looking and that was tough to get used to. It took me some hard lessons to realize, man, I need to put my attention on this beautiful girl right here. I need, this woman who's committed to me, I gotta get that same level of commitment back to her. And I think a lot of guys just aren't ready for that level of responsibility.
That's it. Next question. How can I communicate my needs without seeming needy?
Let me say this, Anthony. There's a right time for it. Ladies, you gotta slow down. What you can never do is change that individual. You have to learn to accept that individual, first and foremost, right? So that means slow down. You can't just impose what you want on him, right? Because that's what you want. You gotta slow it down. You gotta see what does the relationship require, right? And then I think you do that and you take a step back and you say, this is what I want, but right now I gotta hold on. Let me hold on a second because I don't want to lose this relationship. If that's really the need for the relationship, then that conversation will come up and it'll be the right time. And that young man that you're trying to be with, or who you see yourself being with, he'll be ready for the conversation. But you cannot put a square peg in a round hole. You gotta slow down, ladies. You gotta slow down. Sometimes you gotta wait a little while to let that conversation evolve naturally.
Yeah. I got a little different approach. And we want to see needs. Okay, now I'm not going to focus on the wants. And I just want to say something. We're not talking about, you want a man to pay all your bills.
Right.
No, we're not getting into that.
Right.
But I I just say this, ladies. Just communicate efficiently, calmly, and in the context of a normal situation. A real gentleman is going to follow the cues.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to read you. He's going